All right, welcome back everyone. Dr. Ben, not a real doctor here. Today I'm going to be taking you through a natural movement session where we're going to focus on the figure 4 get up. But we're going to start with a warm-up. Now warm-up's going to start in side bent sit so we can get a little bit of extra mobility into our hips before we start focusing. So get into your side bent sit and you're just going to lift your outside knee to work on your external hip rotation. We're going to go for 5 reps on each side, and we're going to go through this sequence a couple times. Switch over to the other side. And again, like 5 reps on this. Hold it a little bit at the top so that you can really engage those muscles and really open up your hips. We're going to go through the sequence again, so back to the start. Looking good, take your time. Don't force the movement, just use the range of motion that is available to you. Switch sides. Very nice. One more time through, 5 reps. Remember to keep breathing, take your time. Nice, slow, controlled movements here. And last time through on this side, and we'll move on to the next movement. Good work. All right, we're going to do a little hamstring stretch here. So you're going to tuck one leg under you, sit on your foot, and stretch the other leg out in front of you. If you can reach your foot, then you can use that to give you a little guide. But we're just going to hold this for a little bit, and then we're going to move into a little active movement to engage those muscles that we've just stretched out. Remember to keep breathing, keep it nice and light. And now we're going to rock up to a tall half kneeling position and use those hamstring muscles we just lengthened. Remind those muscles that they do have this range of motion. About 10 reps here on this side. Don't get too overly hung up on the reps. It's really not that big a deal to do exactly. It's more like we just want to remind the body that these muscles can work in this range of motion. Good, and now we're going to switch over to the other side. Remember, start with just a passive stretch here. We're not really working hard. You just want to let those muscles relax. Nice big deep breaths. That'll calm the nervous system and allow these muscles to lengthen, allow them to release. We're probably holding these about 30 to 60 seconds. And as we wrap up this stretch, again, we're going to move into some active movement. Engage those muscles by rocking up into a tall half kneeling position. And again, just remind your muscles that you can use this range of motion. Doing this regularly over time will improve your range of motion. And once again, doing about 10 reps here. Doing good, keep it up. Remember, this is nice, light, easy movement. This is part of the warm-up. If you need to use a bolster to put under your hips so that you're not sitting right down on your foot, that's fine. Make this position work for you. Now we're going to move into an internal hip stretch, a hip stretch for your adductors. So you're going to come up to a tall, half-kneeling position, and you're just going to drop your weight forward. Doesn't really matter how low you can get. You just want the stretch to be on the inside of your thigh. So you may end up with your torso much more upright than I am. Not a big deal. You may end up lower than me. Again, not a big deal. You just want a nice light stretch on the inside of your thigh. And we're going to hold this for, again, about 30 to 60 seconds, and then we'll move on to some active movement to just allow your nervous system to own that range of motion a little bit. So now you're just going to drop your weight down to the stretch position and come all the way back up to the top. We're going for about 10 reps again on this. And remember, we're still in the warm-up, so just take your time. If you need to do less reps, do less reps. Over time, this will become less challenging, and there'll come a point where this really doesn't even count as a workout for you anymore. It's just a nice light movement to keep the body working. All right, over to the other side. So again, tall half kneeling, and you're going to drop your torso forward. Try and bend from the hips, not from the spine, so that the stretch is coming from the hips and not in your back. And you'll notice that I'm more flexible on this side. You'll find that that's probably true with you too. You'll have one side that's more flexible than the other. So nice, deep breaths. Think about letting those muscles go. And some active movement. So you're going to, again, drop down into the stretch position very slowly, very controlled, and then come back up to the top start position. And once again, about 10 reps here. Nice work, looking good. Well done. All right, so we're going to come up to a tall half kneeling position again, and we're going to do a hip flexor stretch here. Now, the important thing is that you keep your pelvis tucked under. You don't want your pelvis rolling forward. That way you're actually stretching your hips and not just arching your back. So you should feel this stretch across the front of your lower abs into your upper thigh. And we're just going to hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. Nice deep breaths, and think release. And now we're moving into some active movement. You're just going to shift your hips forward and engage your glutes to move your leg into extension. In about 10 reps, take your time. If you don't have the same level of mobility here, that's okay. Work with where you are. Keep working regularly, and this will, of course, improve. The more you work at it, the better it'll get. And we're going to switch over to the other side. So again, we're starting with the hip stretch, the hip flexor stretch. So pelvis under, and find a nice stretch across the front of your lower abs and your upper thigh. Nice deep breaths. Good work. And we're going to move into some active movement here. And once again, you're going to engage your glutes, shift your hips forward, and allow that leg to move into extension. About 10 reps, take your time here. This one can be pretty tricky if you're not used to it. Good work, good work. All right, we're going to start setting up for the figure four get up here. And I just want you to practice getting your butt off the ground up onto your foot to start working those muscles on the outside of your hip. Now, if this is a little bit too much for you right now, that's okay. Just work on, put a bolster under your hips and work on shifting off of the bolster rather than from the ground. Good, we're doing about 5 reps on each side here. All right, now we're going to work on stretching everything out at the bottom position before we start moving into the get up. So you're going to go through a figure four transition and just hold the position at the end. So this is going to stretch out your ankle, your inner thigh, your hip a little bit. And just hold this position. Make sure your knees are out over your toes, not falling out a whole bunch to the outside or the inside, but straight over your toes. And now we're going to move back and forth. Move back to your hips on your foot and then out to the end range of motion. Again, just reminding your muscles that it can use this range of motion. And switch over to the other side. Get out to your end range of motion on that figure four transition. And just hold the position. Nice, relaxed, deep breathing. Let those muscles release. Good work. And into active movement here. 5 reps. Going back to the start position with your hips on your heel and all the way out to the end position. 5 reps. Good. All right. Stretch out, relax for a second. We're getting ready to do the meat and potatoes of this workout here. Figure four get-ups. All right, you should be nice and warmed up and ready to go. This workout is going to be relatively simple. It's going to be 3 sets of 5 reps of figure four get-ups on each side. Yeah, we're going to find out if I can count. Take your time, do what you can do. We're going to move through it pretty quickly without a whole lot of rest. So you're going to do your figure four transition up into a tall kneeling and then stand all the way up 5 times on each side. Excellent. We're not really going to take breaks. We're going to move right into the other side. Nice work. Remember to keep breathing. It's really important. Try to breathe through your nose. Nice, big, deep breaths. The more you control your breathing, the better control you're going to have over this movement. And just take your time. If I'm going too fast for you, move at your own pace. That's fine. This is your workout. Again, also don't get too terribly hung up on the reps. We're aiming for 5. If you do a little less or a little more, not the end of the world. Quick breather and then right back to the other side. Nice work, keep it up. Perfect, you guys are doing great. Switch up sides. Halfway there. Excellent. How are those legs feeling? How are those hips feeling? If you've done this movement before, it might feel a little different after all that warm up, opening things up. Things may be moving in a way that you're not quite used to. That's a good thing. It's going to get those muscles acclimated to a larger range of motion. Perfect. Last time through. We're almost there. This is it. 5 reps on each side. Y'all are doing fantastic. Here we go. Excellent, excellent. Keep it up. Very nice. One more set on the other side and you are done. Oh, looks like I'm giving you a bonus rep. This is it. Final set. Nice. Excellent. I love it. Good work. We're almost there. Wunderbar. All right, stretch everything out. Catch your breath a little bit. If you want to lay down and catch your breath a little bit, that's fine. Now, I highly recommend you go for like a little 10 or 15 minute walk and keep things moving so you don't stiffen up too much, and also further use that range of motion. But thank you for joining. Always a pleasure bringing you all workouts. If you like the video, smash the thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Until next time, keep your life in motion.